One of the most powerful stories of triumph over adversity is that of Nelson Mandela, the anti-apartheid revolutionary and the first black president of South Africa. His life story is one of immense struggle, endurance, and ultimate victory against one of the most oppressive political systems in modern history. Born in 1918 in the small village of Mvezo in South Africa, Mandela grew up under the shadow of colonialism and racial segregation. The apartheid system, which legally enforced racial discrimination against non-white South Africans, shaped every aspect of life. Black South Africans were treated as second-class citizens, denied basic human rights, and subjected to extreme social, economic, and political oppression. Mandela became politically active while studying law at the University of Fort Hare, and later the University of Witwatersrand. He joined the African National Congress, ANC, in 1944, a political organization dedicated to ending apartheid. His activism soon put him at odds with the ruling government, and he became a prominent leader in the movement for racial equality. His work with the ANC led to numerous arrests and increasing persecution by the authorities. In 1961, after years of peaceful protests had been met with violence, Mandela co-founded the militant wing of the ANC, called Umkhonto weSizwe, Spear of the Nation. He believed armed resistance was necessary to combat the government's violent suppression. However, in 1962, Mandela was arrested for leaving the country illegally and inciting workers to strike. He was later convicted of sabotage and sentenced to life imprisonment during the infamous Rivonia trial in 1964. Mandela spent the next 27 years of his life in prison, much of it on Robben Island, a harsh and isolated penal colony. Despite the brutal conditions, including hard labor, minimal contact with the outside world, and the ever-present racism of the prison authorities, Mandela remained resolute in his commitment to ending apartheid. His time in prison became a powerful symbol of the anti-apartheid struggle, both in South Africa and globally. During this time, Mandela's stature as a leader only grew, even though he was silenced from public life. By the late 1980s, international pressure on South Africa to end apartheid had reached a tipping point. In 1990, South African President F.W. de Klerk released Mandela from prison as part of a broader movement toward dismantling apartheid. Rather than seeking revenge for the years of suffering, Mandela took the extraordinary step of advocating for reconciliation between South Africa's black and white populations. In 1994, after apartheid officially ended, Mandela was elected as South Africa's first black president in the country's first multiracial elections.
And by our celebrations in other parts of our country and the world, confer glory and hope to newborn liberty. Out of the experience of an extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long, must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud.
His leadership focused on healing the deep divisions in the nation, promoting racial harmony, and building a new democratic society. He served as president until 1999, continuing his lifelong commitment to peace and social justice. Nelson Mandela's life is an enduring testament to the power of perseverance, forgiveness, and moral courage. From prisoner to president, his ability to overcome unimaginable hardship and lead his nation toward freedom and reconciliation has made him an icon of resilience and human dignity.